Good afternoon. You're watching CROW LAX TV. My name is Keenan, and I'm going to take you the distance this afternoon as the visiting Calgary Mountaineers take on the St. Albert Crude. The Crude last game playing the Outlaws, it was an unfortunate defeat for them, dropping them to 4th in the North, sitting 3-6-0 on the season. Mounties last game played yesterday against the Warriors, ended up losing that one 7-6 in overtime. These two teams, one of them is going to walk out with the victory today, and we have 60 minutes to decide who that will be. Your starting goaltenders in net for this afternoon. For the Mounties, number 31, Alec McDonald. In net for the Crude, number 35, William Horn. Horn last game coming on in relief of Jordan Peck after 9 goals against for Peck. The Crude are hoping that Peck does not see any time today. Crude end up winning the opening draw here from inside the Jerome McGinley Arena in St. Albert, Alberta. Fry with it to start us off. Slowly walking it down into Mounties territory. Fry looking for a lane, finds one, doesn't quite make the pass through. Mounties have it now. Mounties running it up the side. Duff Houston. Houston with the shot and the early goal. Mounties up 1-0, 29 seconds into this game. Duff Houston making them pay off of that missed pass opportunity. Puts the Mounties up 1-0 early in this game. Off the draw, Crude with it, a little short 2-on-1 opportunity, cuts back, doesn't see a lane, so doesn't take it. Fodchuk with it now, far side boards. Gets it over to Knowlton. Knowlton with the behind-the-back shot, bounces and goes up into the netting. It's going to be awarded Mounties ball. Mounties passing it along the close side boards, now carried in by Oliver Meyer. Meyer passes it off to Saunders. Saunders back over to Meyer. Looking for a lane, finds one, passes. A shot and a save on Colton Tagg. Crude picking it up. Long pass, doesn't find its man. Mounties going to pick up the loose ball. Allway with it. Allway passes it off to Lavoie. Lavoie. Pass across to Vars. Vars up to the top for Rhea. Looking for it. Gets a shot off and a nice little save there by Horn on Rhea. Rhea gets it over to Dame. Passes it right off. Rhea back with it again. It's loose. McBride, nice defensive play trying to get that knocked loose, but Rhea still comes up with it. Mounties 15 seconds on their shot clock. Pass goes wide and into the stick of William Horn. Crude running it along the far side. Slabiniak with it. Made a quick shot opportunity. Nothing forthcoming for that. The Mounties going to slowly run it up. Allway looking to get a change off. He does. Gets it over to Bates. Bates with a short pass to Summers. Summers back to Bates. Bates with a low shot. A nice save by Horn. Loose ball. Picked up far side boards by Wilson. Wilson passing it off as he goes for a change. Summers with it. Gets a quick pass. Goes to the middle. A shot there. Doesn't go through. That shot from Flute. Mounties passing it across. And now in the middle, that's Rory Dame with it. Looking to get set up here on this opportunity. Cuts back out. His tag. Horn now picks it up. Makes a short pass over to Dzwanka. Slabiniak with it. Slabiniak makes a pass up to Schaff. Schaff across for Fodchuk. Fodchuk with a shot and save from goaltender Alec McDonald. McDonald off to Rhea. Rhea lets them get a change off here as he slowly walks it into Crude territory on the close side boards. Rhea gets a pass across over to Fluet. Fluet gets a shot off with 5 seconds, goes wide. A secondary opportunity from Bates, a nice save in the pads of Horn. Crude pick it up behind the net, looking to get around the Mounties defender. They finally do. Drader with it, close side boards. Runs it up the middle. It was covered by Rhea, so he circles back around with the pass off to Wedman. Wedman looking for a lane, trying to find one, tries to get around his man, cuts back. Passed up, pass across, and that is going to go a little bit wide there for the Crude as time expires on the shot clock. Mounties ball. Anthony Summers. Pass off to Saunders. Saunders gets a wide open lane and a nice save there from Horn to keep this a 1-0 game. Crude pick it up behind their net, now run up the close side boards by Fry. Fry stops up at the top of the circle, gets a pass off, and it's not going to go through there. Crude offenseman dragged down there. Fodchuk with it. Fodchuk with a shot that goes above the net. And there's a penalty forthcoming as one of the Crude players was hit in the back of the head on a cross check. The Crude are going to get the first power play opportunity of today's game. That was number 21, Nash Knowlton, hit in the back of the head on a cross check. Trainer's over taking a look at him. It's going to take 5 minutes for high sticking. That is huge for the Crude here, as the Mounties have been all over them to start this game. 9 shots to 1 for the Mounties so far. Knowlton's still down on the floor. He looks like he is conscious though, which is always a good sign. And understand he's definitely shaken up after that. Well, Knowlton's getting a second look over here. We're going to go to a short commercial break. We'll be back from here inside the Jerome McGinley Arena. You're watching CROW LAX TV. Good signs as Knowlton now up and heading over to the bench. Mounties, Ben Trudeau, he is taking 5 minutes for high sticking here on that back of the head hit to Knowlton. Knowlton heading to the dressing room now. Hopefully he comes back a little later. Crude now have a 5-minute power play to work with. This Crude power play operating at 46% this season. Crude 4th in the North. They are last in the North, but they have the 2nd highest power play in the North. As Crude get 2 opportunities, and the Mounties goaltender makes a save from on his back to keep it 1-0. Crude looking for a lane, finds one. Harris, shot goes wide. Ball going to bounce all the way back down. Fodchuk going to pick it up at the middle. Crude working it around the outside. Fodchuk covered. Crude defenders offenseman knocked down. 1 second, they get a shot off. They do get a fresh 30 to work with. But the Mounties are going to pick that up after save from McDonald. Mounties short-handed. Summers with it. In the middle, close side boards. Finds his way around. Pass over to Fluitt. Fluitt looking to get around his defender, but covered by Drader on the far side boards. The Mounties offense been knocked down, covered by 2 Crude players. He's drugged down. There's a penalty forthcoming to the Crude, and that's going to cut a little bit of their power play time off. As the Crude, I believe, are taking 2 for holding here. Roughing, my apologies. Crude taking 2 minutes for roughing, that going to number 18, James Leung. So the Crude had 3:39 left on their power play. They're going to play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and the Crude will still have another 1:39 to work with coming off of this 4-on-4. Mounties passing it around the close side boards in the far corner, in the close corner. The shot by the Mounties goes wide from Evan Bates. Crude end up picking it up on the defensive side. McBride trying to run it up. It takes a little bit of a shot there from Bates. McBride circles back, tries to make a pass off to Kerr, which bounces out of his stick, but Kerr retains possession with a pass off to Fodchuk on the far side corner. Up to Fry. Fry with a shot, just goes wide, and that ball is going to bounce all the way back into Crude territory. 6 seconds left on their shot clock. And it's just going to be whipped all the way down by goaltender William Horn as the shot clock expires. Mounties, assistant captain Rhea picking it up. Rhea slowly running it into territory. 4-on-4. Gets a shot off into the chest of Horn, and Horn does keep it. Passes it off to his defender, who now tries to get it up to Slabiniuk. Slabiniuk fumbles it a little bit, retains possession. Long pass up to Fodchuk, far side corner. Fodchuk waiting for some reinforcements, up to Kerr. Kerr now stops up. Back to Fodchuk. Fodchuk with a shot, hits the shoulder of McDonald. Ball loose in the middle. Fodchuk picks it back up, fresh 30 to work with. Fodchuk passing over to Kerr. Kerr now. Kerr to Fodchuk, who makes a behind the back shot, goes wide, and ball bounces loose. Schaff trying to pick it up, 10 seconds on the shot clock as he does. Long pass cross to Fodchuk, to Kerr. Kerr with a shot into the chest of goaltender McDonald and into the rafters, so that's going to be awarded a Crude ball. Crude, penalty expires to Leung. It's back 5-on-4 for another minute and a half for the Crude. They're back to work on this power play opportunity. It's Fodchuk with it top. Behind the back pass to Kerr, back to Fodchuk. Fodchuk with a shot, goes off the shoulder of McDonald. Fodchuk gets a loose ball, a shot there from Harris, goes wide. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Crude have to make something happen fast if they want to make something happen, but they're not going to. They're just going to bounce it low down into Mounties territory. The Mounties going to pick it up. Going to run it up the middle. Now cutting over to the Crude bench. Pass over to the close side to Vars. Vars looking for passing lane, can't find one, covered by his man quite well. Finally finds one as one of his men was cutting in of Rory Dame, but the pass doesn't go through. Crude gonna run it up, 3-on-2 opportunity. Shot and scores! Goal, Will Drader. Gets the opening goal for the Crude, and this game is tied 1-1. The power play strikes there. Crude on that 5-minute major still have another 36 seconds of power play time to work with. They've capitalized once. Can they do it again before that penalty expires? Picked up by Blake. Blake with it. Makes a pass off on the change for the Crude. Fodchuk slowly walking it in. 23 seconds of power play time to go. Harris with it again. Up to Fodchuk. Fodchuk behind the back, bouncing pass. Fodchuk gets it back again, makes a shot, goes wide, and that's going to bounce all the way into, well, almost into the Crude bench, but it is going to bounce back to Horn. 2 seconds, and that is going to do it for the shot clock. 3 seconds left on this Mounties penalty kill, and it now expires. Ben Trudeau comes back onto the floor. We're back 5-on-5, 9:40 to go here in the first game, tied 1-1. Mounties passing around the outside, open man, cuts around and back. Back on the far side, makes a pass down low, doesn't go through. Mounties gonna pick it up again, behind the back shot, fake, and puts it home after a fake opportunity. Mounties assistant captain Justin Rhea makes this a 2-1 game. Mounties back in the lead. Face off, loose ball right now. Nobody really seems to have the edge. Mounties do have possession of it in their zone. It's going to be walked through the middle by Ashton Wilson. Wilson passes off. Another pass over to Vars. Vars with it, looking for a lane, doesn't find one, covered quite nicely. 9 seconds left on their shot clock. Fluitt with it. Fluitt makes a shot and a save. Dame with it. Far side boards. Makes a pass over to Vars. Vars trying to back his man down low. Makes a pass instead as he's knocked down. Loose ball. Mounties still trying to get it. Bates. Passed it off. Now back over to Dame. Dame. Looking for a lane. Pass over to Ursel. Ursel makes a shot, goes wide. 1 second shot clock, and that's going to be awarded Crude ball. Zaxton Blake is going to leave it, let the change go off here. And the Crude's Avery Stenson going to start this back up. Stenson to Fry. Fry gets a shot off. Nice save from McDonald. Pass over to Schnurrer. Schnurrer passes off to Saunders. Saunders now running it up on the close side boards. 15 second shot clock. Pass. And back, tried to go down low. Horn picks it off. And the Crude regain possession. 7:30 to go in the first. Harris now with it. Harris waiting for the change. Tries to cut down low, backs out of it. Passes off to Fodchuk instead on the other side. Fodchuk tries to get around his man, gets a shot off, it goes wide. Kerr going to pick up the rebound. 5 seconds, gets a shot off right into the crest of McDonald. McDonald is going to stop it and give it to the Mounties. And there's a penalty there to the Crude. Crude aren't happy with that. But the Mounties are going to get their first power play opportunity of the game. 2 minutes wraparound to Simon Leung. Leung shaking his head in the box. He's like, how is that a penalty? Well, referee deemed it one, so I guess it is. Mounties now on the power play opportunity. Dame with it at the top. Quarterbacking this power play. Rhea back to Dame. The shot from Tag goes wide. Rhea picks it back up. Now to Dame. Back to Tag. Tag with a shot. And a save from Horn. Fry picking it up from inside Horn's pads. Long pass to Wedman. Doesn't go through into the netting. They're going to award it back to the Mounties. Rhea, the pass through the middle to Dame. Dame and Rhea slowly back and forth. Pass down low. Back up to Rhea. To Dame. To Tag. Back to Dame. Back to Rhea. To Tag. Tag with the shot. And that's a goal. The Mounties capitalize on the first power play of the game. It's 3-1 for the Mounties. .6:16 to go here in the first. Mounties 3-1 lead. Also leading the shot clock 15-9. Harris and Vars going to take this face off here. Harris wins the face off, but the Mounties gain the ball. Picked up by Vars along the penalty boxes. And a pass over to Boss. Drops out of his stick into his legs, but he gains that back. Pass to Tag. Tag. Cross pass to Saunders. Saunders. And Rhea. Saunders now picking it back up. With a shot, save from Horn. Loose ball, Crude pick it up. Rhea all over him. Harris has it along the penalty boxes, covered by Rhea. Gets a pass over to Stenson. Stenson to Schaff. Schaff to Wedman, top of the circle. Wedman cuts down low through almost through three Mounties defenders, but gets knocked loose. Wedman regains it, 4 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to make something happen fast. Gets a shot off right into the stick of McDonald. McDonald to Ursel. Ursel passing through the middle back to Dame. Dame over to Bates. Bates looking for something. Over to Fluitt. Fluitt makes a short pass. Back to Bates. Bates gets a shot off. Save from Horn. Second opportunity. Knocked. Crude are going to take a penalty. It's going to go to McBride. Mounties going to get another power play right after the last. I didn't quite see what it was for. I believe it might be a cross. Interference. McBride taking 2 for interference, trying to defend the crease. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite go his way. Mounties' Rory Dame getting it started on their second power play opportunity of the game. Mounties passing it around the outside of the circle. Just trying to get the Crude defenders out of position. They finally find a lane, get a shot, saved by Horn. And it just rolls out of Horn's stick. Mounties trying to find that loose ball. Still loose. And there's no penalty forthcoming as Fry gets knocked down. Crude fans not pleased with that. Rhea to Dame. Dame to the far side corner, back to Dame. Dame pass down low to Bates, and it rolls out of Bates' stick on his one-time opportunity. Crude with it. Dzwanka trying to run it through, covered nicely. Bit of a lob pass through the middle. Ball goes out of play. Mounties going to get it restarted here. Fluitt. Fluitt over to Bates, back to Fluitt. To Bates, back to Fluitt. Fluitt to Bates. Down low, Fluitt. Behind the back pass. Shot and scores. Colton Tagg. 2 back-to-back goals on the power play. And the Mounties now up 4-1, 3:22 remaining in the first. Mounties have to be pleased with this power play so far in this game. 2 for 2. The Crude have 22 power play goals against this season in 9 games. You know that the Mounties were looking at that stat and realizing that they have a perfect chance on the power play against the Crude. Only team in the North that has allowed more is the Rebels, who have allowed 26 in 8 games. Mounties passing it around, now in the stick of Rory Dame. Dame up to the far side, Fluette. Mounties, the top of the pass around, pass back down to Vars. Vars looks for a man, and Saunders with a shot and a save by goaltender William Horn. Deep in Mounties territory once again. Mounties do gain possession of that. Alway runs it up quickly. The pass to Tag, who passes back to Tag. Tag with a bouncing shot. Horn makes the save. Horn. So pass off to Lopez. Pass to Wedman. Down to Leung. Leung tried to go to Kerr, but it bounced out of his stick into the crease. And Kerr with a wide open opportunity bounces it off the goal line, and it bounced out. Mounties with it. That was a perfect chance for the Crude to make this a 4-2 game, and it just doesn't bounce the Crude's way. The Crude cut the pass off. Dzwanka with it. Dzwanka cuts back to get the change off. Pass over to Knowlton. Good to see Knowlton back. Knowlton gets a shot off. Save from McDonald. Mounties with it. Running it up. It's Wilson. Wilson made a pass off, gained it back. Shot and scores. Ashton Wilson. 5-1 Mounties. Ashton Wilson makes the most of that. Puts the Mounties up 5-1. Shots now sit 21-12 for the Mounties. Refs are going to award the ball to the Crude off of the face-off. Only 48 seconds to go in the first. Stick knocked out of Fodchuk's hands. Mounties get it off of that. Meyer with it. Meyer, open lane, makes a pass off to Rhea. Rhea stops up 30 seconds. 15 on the shot clock. Bounce pass down to Vars. Vars back to Rhea. Rhea looking for a shot, doesn't quite go for one. Pass off instead, makes a shot, and a goal. Cohen Fluette makes it a 6-1 game, 17.6 to go in the first. Cohen Fluette, an absolute ripper from outside the circle. Refs having a quick little discussion. What about? Who knows? Be fun to have these mics refed up one day, just to see what they say. Bit of a stalemate here on the face-off. And they're going to award it Mounties ball with 9.9 to go in the first. Mounties looked like they were going to kill it off. They might go for one final opportunity. 3 seconds to go. Pass down low, get the shot off, and wide from Evan Bates as Bates gets knocked down. And that's going to do it for the first period here inside the Jerome McGinley Arena through 20 minutes. Mounties up 6-1 on the Crude. Shots 22-12 for the Crude. We'll be back for the second. You're watching CROW LAX TV. Welcome back inside the Jerome McGinley Arena for the second period here between the Mounties and the Crude. 20 minutes through, 6-1, the Mounties lead. Mounties so far 2 for 2 on the power play, Crude 1 for 1. Power plays have been shining this game, as the Crude get awarded the ball off the opening draw of the second period. Crude now heading left to right in black. Mounties now heading right to left in cream and burgundy. Crude with it. Stenson looking to get around his man, finally does. Pass back to Fodchuk. Doesn't put it quite onto Fodchuk. Crude say that Fodchuk touched the ball with his hands. I didn't quite see it, but I guess the ref did. Mounties had a 3-on-1 opportunity there. Nice diving on his knees save from Horn. Crude running it up the far side boards. That's Zaxton Blake. Blake makes a pass off to Knowlton. Knowlton looking to get around his man of Trudeau. Finally does. Makes a pass up to Wedman, top of the circle. Fodchuk with a shot and an easy save by goaltender Alec McDonald. Crude get awarded that as it bounces into the netting. Pass around the top, back over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk trying to get around his man, does. Bounces off of a defender, and the Mounties come away with it. A long pass up the middle, and Wyatt Schnurrer can't quite get it. Driven hard into the boards with Schnurrer. No penalty forthcoming, but Mounties going to get a fresh 30 to work with. Mounties Reese Ursel with it. Ursel looking to get around, does, makes a shot and save from Horn. Horn, pass up the close boards to Slabiniuk. Bounced out of his range. And Oliver Meyer picking it up behind the Mounties net. Made a quick pass off to Dunnett. Dunnett. Off to Tag. Tag to Vars. Mounties passing it in the far corner. Tried to make a pass into the middle for Lavoie. Didn't get into his stick. Mounties 3 seconds on their shot clock. Crude pick it up. Drader knocked out of his stick. Drader's all over 3 Mounties defenders. Mounties do end up finding it. And Thomas Dunnett going to pick it up and pass it off. Dame with it. Slowly running it into the Crude territory where he picks up some speed. Stops up, instead makes a pass off to Bates. Passes into the far side corner for Rhea. Rhea passed off, 3 seconds on their shot clock. They've got to make something happen fast. Rhea finally makes a shot. Easy, routine save for Horn. Horn bounced past to Fry. Fry getting it restarted. Makes a pass to Knowlton, who passes it far side corner. Tried to go to Kerr in the middle. Kerr bounces out of his stick. Loose ball. Everybody looking for it. Stenson finally finds it. Knowlton gets the pass back to Stenson. Stenson with the shot goes wide. His second chance opportunity bounces in for the Crude. The Crude now cut the lead to 4, 6-2. Looked like that goal from Schaff there. Schaff getting the second Crude goal of the game. Their first one, even strength, just bounces past McDonald. We're going to award it to the Mounties off the face-off. Mounties Wyatt Schnurrer getting it restarted. Quick pass to Lavoie. Lavoie, cross. Shot. And a save on Vars. Lavoie picks up the loose ball, brings it back into the zone. Had a fresh 30 to work with. Made a pass to Rhea, who immediately passes back off. Mounties with it, trying to back down his man, but gets pushed out. That was 44 Reese Ursel. Rhea back with it again. 7 seconds on their shot clock. Rhea. Shot. Save from Horn. Horn made a pass to Fry, who makes a long pass down. No Crude player can find it. So Boss is going to get it, and Boss is going to run it through the middle. Made a pass for a breakaway opportunity and a goal from Ashton Wilson. That's his second of the game. The Crude with another offensive breakdown. And the Mounties capitalize on that breakdown. Here we go once again. They're going to award this one, though, to the Crude. Crude slowly running it in, top of the circle. That was Fry, and knocked loose out of his stick. Knowlton picks it up with a pass to Fodchuk. Fodchuk can't quite gain possession of it. Does pick it up. 14 seconds left on their shot clock. And a pass in down low. Went for a shot from Stenson, but Stenson was in the crease for that shot. Mounties. Number 71, Evan Bates with it. Bates makes a bouncing pass over to Tag. Tag looking. Cuts in, makes a shot, and save from Horn. Horn off to Searson. Searson running it up the close sideboard, stops up about halfway through, tries to make a pass and cut by Wilson. Wilson, pass off to Boss. Boss with a breakaway opportunity, shot and goes wide. Horn got a little bit of a piece of it. Enough to give the Mounties a fresh 30. Wilson makes a pass off to Fluitt. Fluitt runs it into the close side corner. Still has it. Tries to make a short little floater pass to Ursel. The Crude cut it, but it's a loose ball, and eventually Rhea picks it up. Pass down low now for Ursel. Ursel, shot, and there's a penalty coming up on the play to the Crude for slashing. The Mounties now heading into their third power play of the game. 2 for 2 so far. Harris pleading his case. Slams his stick in frustration and gets a misconduct too. Gets 2 and a 10. Harris got 2 for slashing on that play initially. And after slamming his stick on the boards, the ref says, nah, I'm not going to take any of that. Gives him an extra 10-minute misconduct. So a 2-minute power play for the Mounties that's operating 2 for 2 tonight. Mounties passing it around the circle. Looking for something. Rhea has it. Rhea with a shot. Horn didn't quite know where it was. He's lucky it didn't bounce in. Got enough of a piece of him that the Mounties got a fresh 30 to work with. Dame. The pass and a goal. Evan Bates. Mounties 3 for 3 on the power play. And Evan Bates with the power play goal puts the Mounties up 8-2. Lavoie running it in. Finds his man in Rhea, who passes off to Saunders. Saunders now passing it around. Rhea, jumping shot, hits the shoulder of Horn. Crude gain possession of it. 2-on-2 now. It's the Crude back off. Dzwanka. Pass off to Kerr. Kerr to Schaff. Schaff trying to cut in low. Looks like the ball may have bounced out of his stick temporarily. Fodchuk with it. Fodchuk with a shot. Hits the corner of the net. Couple inches lower, and that would have been a goal for the Crude. Bounced all the way back into Horn's stick. And Horn makes a bouncer pass to Kerr. Kerr off to Stenson. Stenson tries to go back down to Kerr. Doesn't find him. Kerr now covering. And a pass, I believe intended for Houston, ends up in the stick of Schnurr. Schnurr with the pass off to Dame. Dame makes a pass cross. Open man, gets a shot. And a bouncing shot from Fluid, hits a Crude defender. Mounties regain possession, 5 seconds on their shot clock, gets a shot, goes wide, 3 seconds now. And they just make a little bit of a floater into the zone. That goes out of play. And Ryan McBride will get it started back up for the Crude. McBride, pass off to Wedman. Wedman down low. Leung looking for a lane, finds one. Goes back to Leung. Leung gets a bit of a low shot right into the stick of McDonald. Keeps this an 8-2 game for the Mounties. Meyer running it up close side boards. Stopped up by Fry, so he makes a pass off instead to Ursel. Ursel looking to get through. He doesn't. Puts it back into the stick of Fluid. Fluid, pass off to Rhea. Rhea made a pass to Bates, and Bates gets stopped. Mounties regain it, fresh 30 to work with. Rhea over to Ursel. Ursel back to Rhea. Goes down low to Bates. Bates with a shot, save from Horn. Mounties try to go for a second chance opportunity. Fresh 30 once again. Fluid. Up to Dame, back to Fluid. Fluid gets around his man, makes a shot, goes wide. And it looks like there's a penalty upcoming to the Mounties for cross-checking here. Or is it to the Crude? That's going to go to the Crude. And the Mounties now 4th power play of the game. 3 for 3 so far today. It's going to Tyson Dzwanka. 2 minutes cross-checking. And Dame has been quarterbacking this power play all day long. He's a major reason it's 3, and they're 3 for 3. So he gets it restarted as the Mounties pass it around the outside of the circle. Dame tries a behind the back pass to Tag, doesn't go. Mounties regain possession. Back to Dame. Fluet with a shot, goes into Horn's stick. McBride has it now. McBride gets around 2 Mounties defenders and ends up cutting back towards the Crude bench and makes a pass off so he can go for a change. As Knowlton, that just drops out of his stick. Knowlton looking, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Takes a bit of a stick to the face, no call forthcoming. And finally the ref is gonna call a 2-minute cross-checking on the Mounties. They're calling 2 minutes cross-checking and 2 minutes slashing. Mounties taking 2 simultaneous penalties. So the Crude are now going to go on a 4-on-3 power play for the next minute 10. Yeah. They get the penalties on the board. This is not something you see every day in the RMLL, a 4-on-3 power play. Crude working it around. Fodchuk to Kerr. Care bouncing shot goes wide. Hits the rafters. Mounties gain possession of it. Wilson gonna run it up. Cuts towards the Mounties bench. Cuts into the far side corner. Wanting some help, but he might just be trying to kill off some of this time here on this penalty kill. So the Crude have a 4-on-3 power play. In 30 seconds, it's going to be a 5-on-3 for about 30 seconds. They're calling an over and back, and that's going to be Mounties' ball. So the Mounties get it restarted. Summers with it, being covered very nicely by Anderson, not letting him get any part of it. Dzwanka coming out of the box here in 4 seconds for a 50-second Crude 5-on-3. Horn pass to Dzwanka, doesn't go into his stick. Fodchuk, though, picks it up in the Mountie zone. 5-on-3 for another 35 seconds. 8:30 to go here in the second period. Mounties leading 8-2. A pass to Care down low, and his shot goes off and wide. Fodchuk. A little tic-tac-toe for a Care one-timer. Doesn't make it through. Shot clock expires. Mounties ball. 16 seconds on this 5-on-3. And it looks like that's going to do it for the 5-on-3 Crew. Don't capitalize on it. As Rhea and Houston now coming out of the box, both of them simultaneously, and another penalty coming up here now. And it's going to be a Crude penalty once again for Mounties' 5th power play of the game. And the Crude's number 24, Brighton Searson, taking 2 minutes for cross-checking with 7:52 to go in the second. PA announcer played Free Fallin'. It's a bit of a sad song for a lacrosse game, but here we are. Mounties passing it around the outside, ends up not making it on one of the passes, but Rhea's going to come away with it. Makes a pass to Fluitt. Fluitt looking for an open lane, finds one, gets a shot off. Bouncer doesn't make it through. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Mounties got to make something happen, and it is going to expire right at the center line. And Fry going to pick it up. He's going to walk it in slowly, making a fake pass to Fodchuk. Now makes a real one to Fodchuk. Fodchuk, close side corner. Looks for a pass to Schaff, doesn't make it through to him. Fry trying to pick it up. Loose ball. Still loose. Schaff trying to pick it up. Schaff doesn't gain possession. Still loose. Still loose. And the shot clock expires, so Mounties will regain possession after about a 15-second loose ball. Rhea making a pass off to Dame. Dame now slowly walking it in. On the Mounties power play, Rhea gets it, circles around his man, pass to Dame. Dame behind the back pass. A shot and a goal from Colton Tagg. Colton Tagg with the Hattie. All 3 of his goals on the power play. Mounties 4 for 5 now on the power play. It's 9-2. Colton Tagg. Hat trick of power play goals. I'll tell you, getting a hat trick is impressive enough, let alone them all being on the power play. Loose ball off the face-off. Two teams still vying for it. Crude finally come away with it. It's Lopez along the Crude bench. Ball knocked loose once again. It's 4-on-3 right now along the bench. Mounties regain possession. Wilson running it along the close boards once again. Stops up about 2/3 of the way through to cut back to the Mounties bench and makes a pass off to Rhea. Ball finds its way to Lavoie. Lavoie looking, makes a pass, a shot, and a save on Saunders from Horn. Horn looking for somebody to pass to. Passes to his close man. The Crude's slowly going to work it up. Fodchuk with it. Fodchuk gets a shot that goes wide. Wedman regains possession and a bouncing shot goes in. Wedman makes it 9-3. Fry and Wedman having a bit of a discussion right away. They're just trying to figure out if their man is back yet, and Cale Harris. But they're still about 40 seconds shy of Harris coming out from his 10-minute misconduct. Wedman and Dunnett in the face-off. Crude come away with it. Blake now past to Wedman. Wedman, his stick knocked loose there. And it's going to be a Mounties breakaway. And a shot from Schnurr goes wide. Crude picking it up. Going to be run up by Searson. Searson stops up at the blue line to make a pass to Fodchuk. Fodchuk now had a wide lane. Has an open man down low, and Leung. Pass doesn't go through to Leung. Mounties come away with it. And a long pass by goaltender Alec McDonald to Henry Boss. Boss makes a pass over to Tag. Tag with it. Fakes a pass, makes a real one over to Rhea. The pass tried to go back to Tag, didn't work. Another bouncing pass. Crude picking it up. It's going to be a bit of a breakaway here for Drader. Mounties defender gets in and covers him. Drader, shot goes wide. And Fry picking it up. Lob pass to Fodchuk. Fodchuk with it. Looking for somebody to pass to. He finds one back in Fry. Once again, Fry, top of the circle, makes a shot. Saved by Alec McDonald. Mounties, covered by two Crude offensemen, now make it 3. Retains possession, that's Wilson, who passes over to Summers. Summers now stops at the Crude blue line, waits for the change, and makes a pass to Dame. Dame gets around his man, open man, and Ursel couldn't get it into his stick. And that's going to bounce to Horn, who makes a pass over to James Leung. Leung trying to get around Ursel. Ursel does knock it loose. Leung trying to get it back. Can't do it as Ursel gets around him. 2-on-1 opportunity. And the shot goes very wide for Ursel. Ball bounces all the way back into Mounties territory and picked up by Alway, who passes it off. A couple little passes there, and it ends up in Fluet's stick. Fluet. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to get around his man. Finds an open lane on the other side. Back to him. Gets a shot off just before the shot clock expires. Easy save, though, by Horn in his shoulder. Pass to McBride. McBride up to Slabiniak. Slabiniak. Bouncing pass. Fodchuk. Fodchuk now. Looking, gets a pass off, and Wedman tried to go for another goal. And they're calling it a no goal and awarding it to the Mounties. Bates stops up. Bouncing pass, cut by the Crude. Zaxton Blake Could have ran it a little further. Stops at the blue line. Gets it to Fawchuk. Fawchuk through 2 Mounties defenders. A pass across. Open lane. Shot and score. Brendan Schaff, his second of the game. And it's 9-4 for the Mounties. .231 to go in the second period. Mounties leading 9-4. They're going to award it to the Crude off the draw. Mounties lucky to avoid a delay of game there as they thought they had that possession. Crude passing it around along their bench. Finds its way to Stenson. Stenson, shot, saved by McDonald. McDonald, pass to Fluitt. Fluitt doesn't hit his stick, but he regains it. Runs it up on the close side boards. Now in the close corner. Waiting for somebody to pass to. Instead circles around. Finds one in Rhea. Rhea, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Fluitt. Fluitt needs to make a shot here. 4 seconds. Makes a shot into Hornstick. And the Mounties, Saunders had a second chance opportunity, but Horn falls on it. Keeps it a 9-4 game. As Anderson now runs it in to the zone. Fawchuk. Trying to find a lane. Makes a pass to Wedman. Wedman back to Fawchuk. 13-second shot clock. A pass down low for Stenson. Doesn't find him. Mounties regain it. Pass along the close side boards to Boss. Boss stopping up. Waiting for his team to make a change. He's going to go for one himself. Makes a pass off to freshman on the floor, Rory Dame. Dame finds its way to Rhea. Rhea then passes it off. Makes its way back to Ursel. They're going to call some unnecessary roughing and give it to the Crude. Crude, Bennett Fry running it up the close side boards. Covered though by Ursel, so stops up. Pass off to Fawchuk. 1 minute to go in the second period. Fawchuk with it. Trying to make a pass down low. Finds nobody. Mounties now on a break. Number 19, Oliver Meyer. Save from Horn. That's a big save at a key time of this game. Schaff runs it up the middle. 23 seconds on their shot clock as Fawchuk regains it. Pass to Wedman. Wedman covered. Calling for a hold. They're not going to get one. Mounties come up with it. They're going to call it, though, Crude possession. I believe on an over and back. And the Crude are going to call a timeout with 32.5 seconds to go in the second period. This is a time for the Crude. They don't want to go into this intermission still down by 5. Again, they have regained a little bit. They're only down by 5 at this point. We'll be right back. You're watching CROW LAX TV. And we're back underway. Last 32 seconds to go here. Crude just going to try and kill off as much time as they can. 2 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. So the Crude just going to hold it. They might be just wanting to try and go in down by 5, get one chance to go in down by 4. Crude now making it work. 8 seconds to go. Make a tic-tac-toe, and it pays off for the Crude. The Crude now 9-5. A tic-tac-toe. Cale Harris getting that goal. May have sat for 12 minutes, but he ends up making it count with a goal late, and the clock is going to expire. They're going to call a penalty with only 1 second to go. They're going to call something on Harris, and Harris is not happy. Schmerman is not happy. Hats off. His leg is up on the boards, yelling at the refs. As time expired. So the start of the third period, the Crude are going to be on a penalty kill. McBride and Rhea having a discussion with the refs. While this gets sorted out, we'll head into the intermission break. 40 minutes of play. Mounties up 9-5 on the Crude. You're watching CROW LAX TV. Welcome back inside the Jerome Aginla Arena in St. Albert, Alberta. 40 minutes of play completed here between the Mounties and the Crude. Score sitting 9-5 for the Mounties. The shot clock very uneven so far. 42 shots for the Mounties versus 23 for the Crude. Mounties starting this period on the power play for 2 minutes. The end of the second, Cale Harris taking 2 minutes for cross-checking on the face-off. Crude bench was not happy, but still was going to happen anyway. Mounties starting this third period with the ball. Pass off to Dame. Dame to Rhea. Rhea down low. Comes right back to him. Dame behind the back pass. Mounties circling the ball around the outside. Crude trying to drop down defense. It bounces over to Bates, who puts it wide on a nice opportunity. Second chance as the shot clock expires. It's going to be Crude ball as McBride is going to run it up along the penalty boxes. A slashing penalty forthcoming to the Mounties on that. And that's going to do it for their power play, 49 seconds in. Mounties, number 71, Evan Bates, taking 2 minutes for slashing. The Crude going to come off of their penalty kill, off this 4-on-4, with a shortened 49-second power play. Fodchuk with it. Pass off, and a shot bounces wide. That shot from Simon Leung. Mounties have possession, a bouncing pass over to Trudeau. Trudeau with it in the middle. Pass off to Rhea. Rhea runs it into the close side corner. Cuts back up high. Makes a quick pass to Dame, who tucks it home. And Rory Dame with a 4-on-4 goal. Makes it 10-5 for the Mounties. Face off of Dame's goal now. Ball loose in the middle. Fry has it. Fry finds his way around Rhea. Makes a pass over far side to Fodchuk. Fodchuk to Wedman. Wedman around his man. Bouncing shot. Save from McDonald. 18 seconds left on this 4-on-4. Rhea passes over to Tag. No, sorry, that's Lavoie. My mistake. Passes back to Rhea. Rhea back to Lavoie. Lavoie with a shot. And Lavoie scores! With 1 second left on the 4-on-4. Makes it 11-5. The Mounties taking that late goal kind of hard. Harris going to get out of the box in 1 second. And time has expired on it now. Crude now on a power play. Finally, the ball comes out. Harris out of the box. Should have let him out a long time ago, in my opinion, but Mounties have it. Summers on the penalty kill. Shorthanded, covered by Fry. Summers trying to kill off as much time as he can. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 15 seconds left on their penalty kill. Finally makes a shot, saved by Horn. 10 seconds left on the power play. The Crude gonna have enough time to capitalize on it. Fry slowly walks it in. Pass off. Down to Harris. 5-on-5 once again. Bounce pass to Fry. Fry over to Kerr. Kerr tries to go back over. Doesn't go through. Makes pass to Bates. They're going to stop it. And they're going to get a stoppage of play for a quick wipe up on the floor. Don't know what exactly happened there, but a quick floor wipe. 16:53 to go in the third period. 11-5 Mounties lead. Also live right now on CROW LAX TV, the Senior B Mounties at the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. That game in Fort Saskatchewan at the Jubilee Recreation Center. Cody Jansen has the call for you. Again, that game also live right now on CROW LAX TV. Mounties passing it around on the outside, far side corner right now. Pass up to Rhea, who gets a shot off, save from Horn. As Slabiniak picks it up behind the net. Looking for a lane, decides to run it up instead. He's got Schaff with him. Schaff trying to give him a lane. Gets a pass, or gets a shot off. And an easy save from McDonald. Passes off to Boss. Boss now to the close side board, Schnurr. Schnurr. Saunders. Saunders. Making a pass over to Vars. Vars gets a shot off. Easy save for goaltender Will Horn. Crude pass it up to Harris, who makes a bouncing pass over to Kerr. Kerr looking to cut through the middle, covered by three Mounties players, and gets knocked loose. Mounties with it. Making a pass up to Summers. Summers to Rhea. Rhea. Gonna run it in slowly. Cuts towards the middle. Backs off of it. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Mounties got to make a play here. Gets a shot, bouncing from Lavoie. Goes wide. It's going to be awarded to the Crude. Crude have it now. That's Zaxton Blake. Blake makes a pass to Schaff. Schaff across to Fodchuk. Fodchuk looking for a lane. Instead tries to pass it into the middle, hits the referee. Ref watching a Crude player get drugged down, makes no call. Mounties. Wilson with it. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Wilson cuts in, makes a shot, goes wide. Crude come up with it. It's Ryan McBride. McBride. Waiting for the change. Crude are short one man. They finally realize they get one on the floor now. Holding it is Kerr at the top of the circle. Bouncing pass down low. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Got to make one happen. Fodchuk picks it up, rips it from the top of the circle. It's his first goal of the game, and it is now 11-6. Fodchuk keeping his scoring streak alive. It's now 11-6. Ball up in the air off the face-off. Mounties trying to come away with it. Knocked down by Harris. A pass over to Fluett. Fluett being covered by Drader on the far side. Fluett passes it over to Ursel. Rhea with it. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Ooh, an extra shot there from Harris after the whistle. Surprised the referees didn't make a call there. Pass up far for the Crew, 2-on-1 opportunity. Shot, easy save from McDonald. Mounties with it. Thomas Dunnett. Dunnett passes it to Bates. Bates, close side boards. Cutting in. Pass down behind the net, back up. Pass to Vars, who was covered, so he couldn't get the shot off. And a pass drops all the way back into McDonald's stick. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He's just going to rip her down as the shot clock expires. Horn picks it up. Horn passing to Wedman. Crude down by 5, just under 13 to go here in the third period. Stenson ends up to Schaff. Schaff trying to get it, covered nicely by the Mounties. Schaff with it. Loose ball, Wedman picks it up, fresh 30 to work with. Wedman passing it over to Fawchuk. Fawchuk with a ripper shot, goes wide, but did get a piece of McDonald apparently as they give them a fresh 30. Mounties with it now. Mounties one-on-one, that's Daniel Lavoie. Stops up. Slabiniak gets into there. Mounties now with it, Justin Rhea. Mounties player knocked down, penalty coming up to Bennett Fry. Mounties shot from the point. And there's the stoppage in play as Fry is going to take a penalty for the Mounties' 7th power play of the game. 2 minutes cross-checking to Fry. 12-10. 12-10 remaining in the third period. Mounties up 11-6. 49-29 the shots favoring the Mounties. Mounties passing it around the outside. Once again trying to get their setup working. That has capitalized on 4 of 6 so far today. Fluitt has it down in the far corner. Up to Dame. Dame down low. Back up, shot. And the shot from Tag saved. It's a bit of pushing and shoving there. Harris loses his stick. Mounties, tic-tac-toe. There's a lot of pushing and shoving now there as Harris tries to get back his stick. Harris and Rhea chirping each other now. Don't be surprised, there's still 11.5 to go. See if there's a bit of sparks flying there. Stenson with it, passing over to Fawchuk on the far side boards. Fawchuk winds up, save off the shoulder of McDonald. Crude regain it. Stenson to Fawchuk. Fawchuk to Stenson. Stenson back to Fawchuk. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Mounties cut the pass. Now run up by Anthony Summers, who stops near the top of the circle. Instead drops it back to Rory Dame, again quarterbacking this power play. 36 seconds remain on the penalty to Bennett Fry. Dame. A little back and forth now. The shot from Tag, saved by Horn. Wedman up with Fawchuk 2-on-2. Wedman shot off the post. That is now at least the second post that the Crude have hit. 3 if you want to count the one from Kerr that bounced off the goal line and out. Mounties with the down low shot and scores. As soon as the penalty expires, I don't think they're going to call that a power play goal. Daniel Lavoie. Daniel Lavoie makes it a 12-6 game. Now doubled up on the Crude. Shots 52-30 for the Mounties. Off the face-off. There's a penalty coming up here to the Mounties for cross-checking. Pleading his case. Crude going to now get their 4th power play. Penalty coming up to Henry Boss. Boss is like, that's a crap call. Saying that he dove, but getting 2 minutes for cross-checking anyway. So the Crude now going to get their 4th power play of the game, operating 1 for 3 today. Care passes into the far corner. Up to Fawchuk at the top of the circle, gets a shot off, goes wide, second chance opportunity. The Mounties, though, regain that as Fawchuk's going to pick up the loose ball that was bouncing down. Fresh 30 to work with. And Cale Harris makes a count on a quick little passing opportunity from Fawchuk. And the Crude cut it to a 12-7. Getting restarted here, Crude still down by 5, 9:35 to go here in the 3rd period. Meyer bringing it into the zone, makes a pass to Rhea. Rhea over to Lavoie. Sorry, not Lavoie, that was Vars. Mounties make a shot, second chance opportunity for Rhea. Save from goaltender William Horn. McBride with it, calling for a bit of help. He gets some from from Stenson. Stenson off to Wedman, goes to Fawchuk on the far side. Fawchuk open lane. He's cut off by 2 Mounties defenders, so he decides to drop back. Fawchuk regains it, gets a shot off, goes wide. Second chance opportunity. Stenson can't find it. 3 seconds on their shot clock. That's going to do it there. So Crude going to go for a change. Mounties going to go for a change. Ball bounces down low into the close corner, Crude territory. Saunders picks it up. Start the clock again. Mounties passing it around the outside. Looking for a lane, finds one, and the save from Horn. Fluitt got knocked down. No penalty coming up. Pass off to Fry. Fry with a shot, save from McDonald. Good chance there, but ends up in his stick. Bounces up high. Harris to Fawchuk. Fawchuk tried to go to Harris, went a bit above his stick. He gets it down low, pass to Fry. Doesn't go through, Fry picks it up. But it was cut by McDonald. Mounties now have it. Bates stops up the Crude white line and passes to Rhea. Rhea with it. Looking for a little bit of help. Instead passes it off. Mounties Fluitt gets it. Fluitt still has it. And they're now going to award it to the Crude. As Fluitt gets knocked down. Crude with it. Leung passes to Care. Care brings it into Mounties territory and passes to Fawchuk. Fawchuk down low. Tries to go back up to Fawchuk and rebounds a little bit. McDonald just got a piece of it. It's the Mounties. Thomas Dunnett going to run it in. Looking for a lane, finds one, and off of Horn into the far side corner. Mounties still have possession with a fresh 30. Passing it up to Dame. Dame now covered by Anderson. Dame gets around him. Passes it off. Back down low for the Mounties. And a little backhand shot from Saunders goes wide. Fluitt's going to pick it up on the far side boards. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Being covered nicely by Drader. Makes a pass. Gets an open lane. Bouncing shot. Goes wide into the netting. McBride picks it up. Passes to Kerr, who then passes to Stenson. Schaff with it. Fodchuk passes it back down low. Like, where's my help? Passes it to Fodchuk. Back to Schaff. Pass doesn't go through. Mounties going to pick it up. It's going to be a partial break that gets cut off by Schaff. Nice defending there on Houston. Houston to Rhea. Just over 6 minutes to go in the third. Mounties up by 5. Rhea cuts in. Gets a shot off. Gets knocked in by Harris. Harris and Rhea really don't like each other. With 6 minutes to go, Harris going to take a penalty. Mounties' 8th power play of the game. 4 minutes for a hit from behind to Cale Harris. He's going to drop this game to 1:58 if the Mounties don't score. But with the Mounties power play at 4 for 7, this is going to get started by Rory Dame.
What are you doing?
And a little tic-tac is saved. Horn picks it up. Horn passes it up. Goes a little high. Rhea passing over to Bates. Bates now. Up to the top. Rhea back with it again. Pass to Dame. To Rhea. Back to Dame. Down to Bates down low. Cut pass. And the Crude are going to have a breakaway opportunity here for Bennett Fry. Fry covered. Gets a pass off the outside of the net. And the refs are going to be calling something here. I don't know exactly what they're calling. I believe they're just calling for a water break. Water break or a equipment? Looks like just a water break here. See exactly what's going to happen here. It appears there might be some sort of equipment thing for the Mounties, but goaltender William Horton picked up a towel there, went to wipe up something near his net. So 5:11 to go here in the third period. Mounties up 12-7. Harris in the box right now on a 4-minute from hit from behind. 3:13 remaining in that power play to the Mounties. Once again, live right now on CROW LAX TV, the Senior B Calgary Mounties at the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. That game live in the Jubilee Recreation Center. Cody Jansen has the call for you there. Also a little later tonight at 5 p.m., back in Junior B action. Fort Saskatchewan Rebels have the Edmonton Warriors visiting them. Warriors fresh off a 7-6 overtime win over the Mounties yesterday. Cody Jansen also has the call for you there. Again, that game 5 p.m. right here on CROW LAX TV. Getting some penalties sorted out here. For some reason, there are 2 Mounties in the box right now. Don't quite know what the call was there. An illegal equipment penalty. Mounties currently with the ball on this 4-on-4. As we try and get that sorted. Saunders with it, top of the circle, makes a pass off. Pass down into the far side corner. Gets a shot off. Save from Horn. Loose ball still. The stick falls. Fry has it now. Gets shoved down. No penalty coming up. As 2 Mounties are all over him. Rhea with it to Ursel. Ursel gets around his man. Gets a bit of help. 3-on-2 for the Mounties. Pass off. Looking for some help. Doesn't go for the shot. Instead, he circles out, and that's Fluet. Who passed off to Rhea. Rhea, cross pass and a bouncing shot there from Tag. And Horn makes the save. Anderson with it now. Close side boards, running it back right to left. Anderson fakes out, makes a pass off to Schaff that gets knocked off kilter. But Schaff comes away with it. 15 seconds on that shot clock. To Fodchuk. Fodchuk, open lane, runs it through. Shot down low. And they're going to award that to the Mounties on that save. Dunnett with it. Passing it through the middle to Bates. Bates runs it up, comes over to the close side boards. Tries to get around Slobiniak. He does. Circles back around, gets a pass off. Pass back to Ursel. Ursel over to Bates. As the penalty to the Mounties expires, it is back to a 5-on-4 for the Mounties. 3 minutes to go here in the game. 1 minute left in the penalty to Harris. Drader with it. Drader to Schaff. Schaff to Fodchuk. Fodchuk looking for a low shot. Goes high instead. McDonald with the save. Ball loose in the far side corner. Mounties pick it up. Knocked loose. Mounties retain possession of it. Now run up by Schnurr. Schnurr stops just inside the blue line. Cuts back out. Over to Rhea. 2:22 to go. Mounties up by 5, 12-7. Mounties passing it around the outside, getting their power play set up. Gets a shot off, and Bates is stonewalled. Crude player knocked down, no penalty coming up. Rhea picks it back up. 6 seconds left on the penalty to Harris. And the penalty has expired, back to 5-on-5. Rhea with a shot and scores. Rhea makes it a 13-7 game as soon as the penalty expires. We're getting restarted here with 1:53 to go. Mounties win the face-off. Makes a pass off to Vars. Vars in the middle. Waits. Passes. Puts it over to Bates. Bates. Shot down low. Stopped by McBride. Up high. McBride knocks it out. Picks it up. Covered by 2 Mounties players. McBride makes it around both of them. He's got a partial break now. McBride with a shot. Saved by McDonald. Mounties have it now. Wyatt Vars passing it off in the middle to Rhea. 1 minute to play here in the third period. Crude down by 6. Rhea slowly walking it in on the close side boards. Doesn't want to give his team too much here. Rhea trying to get through, doesn't. Drops it as the shot clock expires. Fry picks it up, 43 seconds to go. Fry just going to slowly walk it past the penalty boxes into Mounties territory. Fry to Fodchuk. Fodchuk with a shot, saved by McDonald off his shoulder. Mounties drag down Fodchuk. Fodchuk not happy, no penalty coming up. Nice pass to Schaff. Schaff gets a shot off, an easy save from McDonald. 16 to go. Mounties are just going to kill the clock. And with 10 seconds to go, Mounties are going to take this game in enemy territory 13-7. As the refs are just going to give an extra penalty to Schaff because why not, for slashing. They were going to, but they realized how much time was left. They're going to put it on the official game sheet, but it doesn't matter. Mounties take the victory 13-7. Final shots 61-37 for the Mounties. Well, that's going to do it from here inside the Jerome Aginla Arena in St. Albert, Alberta. For my broadcast partner, Mohammed, my name is Keenan. Thank you for joining us. Again, make sure, catch live right now, Calgary Mounties at the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels Senior B game. That game should be live in the third period with Cody Jansen, and then later, 5 p.m., the Edmonton Warriors visiting the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels Junior B. Also at the Jubilee Recreation Center in Fort Saskatchewan, Cody Jansen also has the call for you there. My name is Keenan. Have a great afternoon. You've been watching CROW LAX TV.